So the next book I read was C# in Depth by Jon Skeet. I mean, this is bad. So the very first thing, would I recommend this book? Hell no. This is hands down the worst book I've ever read on programming, full stop. I mean, this Jon Skeet should not be writing books. Does anybody have experience with this guy? Does anybody have opinions on him? But this is the first one I've read by him, and this is just awful, absolutely awful. So let's just try and get back on track a minute so I can get through this. Recommended skill level, beginner. You don't even need to know how to use a mouse or to read, to be honest. It won't make any difference with this book. So it's the lowest skill level you can get. What the book talks about, generics, tuples, namespaces, variables, for each loops, and maybe a handful of others. To be honest, very little in the language, considering it's called C# in Depth. It's the most non-in-depth topical book I've read. The pros, nice and easy to get through. Absolutely none. Not a single pro in this book. And I'm being honest, I'm not trying to slam a book for the sake of slamming a book. This is just, there's no pros. There's nothing to this book. There's no benefit whatsoever. So let's move on to the easy topic of this book, the cons. This is so easy to do. So my first gripe with this book, and immediately as you start reading, it starts with generics. It just starts in the middle of a topic that is in no way the beginning topic of any C# language. You don't start with generics. That was the first hint that something was wrong here. And as you progress and read through this, you soon realize that there's nothing to it. It's like, here's generics. Here's what they are. Here's the line of code showing them. That's it. Next topic. Here's a for each loop. Here's how you write that. Here's what a for each loop means. Next topic. It's like you can get more information from MSDN. There's just no point to the printed paper. It's an absolute jumble of pointlessness. All the features he talks about, all the points he talks about are just a sprawl through the book in a complete and utter random order that makes no sense to anyone. As mentioned, there's no explanations, there's no real samples of real-world use, there's nothing. There's a page of nothing. It's just, that's what it is. It's so useless. Even the explanations that are written down on paper are just of no use. There's more use as, again, going to official documentation and just reading through what any article from Microsoft talks about the feature, and you gain far, far more insight. You're actually gaining less insight from this book, to the fact where I feel this is literally a copy and paste from MSDN. Like the guy sat there, read through MSDN, cut and pasted into his book, deleted a few and rewrote the words in a worse manner, and then gone to the publisher and said, go and print this for me. I mean, it's that bad. It really is. It's incredibly hard to read for the point of the pointlessness. You start reading and you feel like you're just reading the back of a can of beans of the ingredients. It's like, what's the point in reading this? You know, there's just no purpose. And I'm genuinely concerned about the people that left reviews inside this book's cover saying this is a must-have read and I've taken my C# skills to the next level. Well, I'm sorry, but if you've just taken your C# skills to the next level reading this book, did you not even read the C# introduction on MSDN or open Visual Studio and use it for a day? Because you'd have gained more knowledge. So I'd be highly concerned if they were real reviews. So although this is a book review, it's practically just a book rant. There's nothing to talk about positive about this book. So what can we gain from this, really? I mean, the importance here to me is, well, my major concern here, rather, is people that don't know C# or know a little could easily pick up this book and buy it and see good reviews and read the inside cover and see good reviews, and then continue to read this book and be a bit confused that they haven't understood a topic and feel like they're not good as a developer, or why are they struggling to understand this concept? Or, you know, it's going to harm people trying to learn a language, because they will take this book for face value, presume it's a good written book, and if they don't understand what it's talking about, they'll feel worse about themselves and maybe be put off from learning. So it's a very damaging book to be out in the market, in my opinion. It's just a total waste of paper, shouldn't be out there, and does far more harm than even good. There's nothing to take from this book. And I think if you want to take anything from this review, it's to also believe that maybe if you pick up a book and read it just because you don't understand it, or if you feel the book explanation to you is hard to understand, don't presume you can't understand something or that you're actually bad at developing. Perhaps the book is just It's just, that's what it is. There are books out there. So it was a read. I read it all. I did go through all of it. I give it its due. It never improved. Nothing good to say about it. So that one's out for recommending C#. If you do have any other books that other people have read, or yourself have read, on C# that you feel I should review, we still don't really have a book to recommend for beginners into C#. So I'd like to find one that I feel is a good explanation and a good progression through the C# language, or I'll just end up making a series myself eventually to go through the language and perhaps write a book myself. I've already written a few in the past. But for now, I'd prefer to find a book that I can read and start recommending to people that want to, start in the C# world. This certainly isn't one of them.